day, and slowly, your English will become natural. This is your journey, and it starts now. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Bookish English. I am Ariel, and today I want to share something very simple but very powerful with you. It may sound small, but it can change the way you speak English forever. Today, we are not going to learn hundreds of words. We are not going to study big grammar rules. Today, we are going to do something different. We are going to focus on just 50 words. Yes, only 50. And these are not difficult words. These are the small, simple words that people use every day. I know what you may be thinking right now. How can 50 words help me speak fluently? How can something so small create something so big? I used to think the same. I believed I needed more and more words. I filled my notebook with long lists, but still, I could not speak. I felt stuck. I felt confused. Then one day, I learned a simple truth. You do not need many words. You need the right words. These 50 words are like keys, small keys, but they open big doors. With them, you can start speaking. You can ask. You can answer. You can share your thoughts. You can express your feelings. You can live in English. Today, I will not just teach you words. I will show you how to use them. I will tell you my story. I will show you how these small words became my voice. And step by step, I will help you build your own English. So stay with me till the end. Because this journey is simple, but it is powerful. And it can change your English forever. Chapter 1. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Bookish English. I am Ariel, and today we are starting something very special together. It is simple, but it is powerful. It is about a truth that many people do not understand when they start learning English. And that truth is this: you do not need many words to speak English. You only need the right words. I know this may sound strange to you. Maybe you feel that English is very big. Maybe you think you need to learn thousands of words before you can speak. I also thought the same when I started. I believed that if I learn more and more words, one day I will speak fluently. But the truth was very different. I remember sitting with my notebook many years ago. I had written so many English words. Long words, difficult words, words that looked very smart. I felt proud when I saw my notebook. I thought, now I know English. Now I can speak. But when someone asked me a simple question, my mind became empty. I could not answer. I knew the words, but I could not use them. I felt confused. I felt sad. I asked myself, why is this happening? I studied so much. I learned so many words. But still, I cannot speak. That moment was very hard for me. Maybe you also feel this way sometimes. Maybe you know many words, but when you try to speak, nothing comes out. If you feel this, you are not alone. I was there too. One day, my teacher saw me sitting quietly. She came to me and asked, "What is wrong?" I told her everything. I said, "I know many words, but I cannot speak." She smiled at me. It was a calm and kind smile. She said something that changed my life. She said, "Ariel, you do not need many words. You only need the right words, and you need to use them again and again." At first, I did not understand. How can fewer words help me more? But I trusted her. I decided to try. The next day, I did something very different. I closed my big notebook full of difficult words. I took a small paper, and I wrote only a few simple words, very small words. Words that I had seen many times. Words like I, you, go, come, eat, want, like. I looked at those words and I felt something new. I felt calm. I was not afraid of them. They were simple. They were friendly. I said them slowly. I said them again and again. I tried to make small sentences. I said, I go, I come, I eat, I want food, I like tea. These were very small sentences, but they were real. They came from my mouth easily. That day, something changed inside me. For the first time, I was not trying to be perfect. I was just trying to speak. And that made all the difference. I did not think about big grammar rules. I did not think about long sentences. I only used the words I had, and I used them again and again. I started to feel comfortable. I started to feel free. I remember walking on the street that evening. I looked at people around me, and for the first time I tried to think in English. I said in my mind, he walks, she talks, they go. I did not speak loudly. I just spoke in my head. But it felt real. It felt like I was building something new inside me. A small voice started to grow. That voice was my English voice. After a few days, I saw a small change. I could understand simple things. I could say simple things. And most importantly, I was not scared anymore. Fear was slowly going away. Before, I was always afraid to speak. I thought people will laugh at me. I thought I will make mistakes. But now I did not care. I was using simple words, and they were working. That gave me confidence. One very special moment happened a few days later. I was at a small shop. I wanted to buy water. Before, I would stay silent or use my own language. But that day, I tried. I looked at the man and said, I want water. My voice was slow. My sentence was simple, but it was clear. The man understood me. He gave me water. He smiled. And I smiled too. That moment was very small, but for me, it was very big. I spoke English, and someone understood me. That was the moment I will never forget. That day, I learned something very important. Fluency is not about speaking big words. Fluency is about speaking with ease. It is about using what you know again and again until it becomes natural. It is about building confidence step by step. You do not need to run. You only need to walk slowly every day. From that day, I made a promise to myself. I will not run behind difficult words. I will not try to sound smart. I will try to speak simple, clear, and real English. I will use small words, but I will use them every day. I will speak them. I will hear them. I will feel them. And slowly, those small words became strong. They became my tools. They became my voice. My friend, I want you to understand this deeply. You do not need to wait. You do not need to learn thousands of words. You can start today. You can speak today. You already know some words. Use them. Repeat them. Make small sentences. Speak to yourself. Speak in your room. Speak in your mind. Every small step will take you forward. And now, I want to show you something very powerful. I want to show you the first group of words that changed everything for me. These are the words that helped me speak my first real sentences. These are the words that gave me my first English voice. They are very simple, but they are very strong. So stay with me, because now we are going to take the first real step together. Chapter 2. Now we are ready for something very powerful. In the last chapter, I told you the truth. You do not need many words. You only need the right words. And now I am going to give you the first group of those words. These are the words that helped me speak my first real English sentences. These are the words that gave me my voice, and I want them to give you your voice too. I still remember the day I wrote these words in my small notebook. I wrote only 10 words. Just 10. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, am, is, are. When I saw them, I felt something strange. I felt like these words were very small, very simple. I thought, can these really help me speak? But then I started using them, and slowly I saw their power. I started with the first word. I said it again and again. I, then I added the next word, am, and I said, I am, just 2 words. But they felt strong. Then I added one more word, happy, and I said, I am happy. That was my first full sentence. It was simple, but it was real. I smiled when I said it, because for the first time I was not just thinking English, I was speaking it. Then I moved to the next word, you. I looked at the mirror and said, you are strong, you are learning, you are trying. It felt funny at first. I was talking to myself. But it also felt good. It felt like I was building something inside me, something new, something real. After that, I started using he and she. I looked outside my window. I saw a man walking. I said, he is walking. I saw a girl talking. I said, she is talking. These were very small sentences, but they helped me see the world in English. Every time I saw something, I said one line. He is tall. She is fast. It is big. They are happy. Slowly, my mind started to change. I was not translating anymore. I was thinking directly in English. One day I was sitting in a park. There were many people around me. Children were playing. Some people were walking, some were talking. I decided to try something new. I started describing everything I saw using my 10 words. I said, they are playing. He is running. She is laughing. It is a ball. We are here. I am sitting. These sentences were very easy, but they were alive. They were real. I was using English in the real world. At that moment, I felt something special. I felt like English was not a subject anymore. It was a part of my life. I was not reading from a book. I was not memorizing long lists. I was just using small words to describe my world, and that made everything simple. I also started a small habit. Every morning I stood in front of the mirror. I looked at myself and spoke 5 sentences. I said, I am ready, I am learning, I am strong, I am not afraid, I am improving. At first my voice was low, I felt shy. But day by day my voice became stronger. My confidence grew. I started believing in my own words. One evening, something very interesting happened. My little cousin came to me. He asked me, "Can you speak English?" I smiled and said, "I am learning." He laughed and said, "Say something." I thought for a moment. Then I said, "I am happy. You are funny. We are family." He laughed again. But this time I did not feel shy. I felt proud. I was speaking. I was using my words, and they were enough. These 10 words may look small, but they are the base of English. With them, you can start any sentence. You can talk about yourself. You can talk about others. You can talk about things around you. They are like the roots of a tree. If the roots are strong, the tree will grow strong. I want you to do something now. Take a paper. Write these 10 words. Look at them carefully. Do not rush. Do not try to learn everything in one day. Just sit with these words. Say them slowly. Feel them. Then make 5 small sentences. Very simple sentences. Say them out loud. Do not whisper. Speak with your voice. You can say, I am ready. You are kind. He is my friend. She is happy. It is cold. We are here. They are late. These are not big sentences, but they are powerful. They will open your mouth. They will train your brain. They will give you confidence. I also want you to try one more thing. Look around you right now. Look at any person, any object, any place, and say one sentence. Just one. If you see a book, say, it is a book. If you see a person, say, he is sitting. If you see your phone, say, it is my phone. This is how you practice. This is how you grow. Do not wait for perfect English. Do not wait for big words. Start with these small ones. Use them again and again. Repeat them every day. Make them your friends. Make them your voice. I promise you something. If you practice these 10 words every day, you will see a change. You will feel more confident. You will speak more easily. You will not feel afraid. Because now you are not empty. Now you have your first tools, and this is just the beginning. These 10 words will open the door, but we are not stopping here. In the next chapter, I will show you something even more exciting. I will give you the words that bring action to your English, words that will help you talk about your daily life, words that will make your English move, breathe, and live. So stay with me, because your English is growing, step by step, word by word, and you are doing great. Chapter 3. Now we are moving to the next step. In the last chapter, you learned the first 10 words. Those words helped you start your sentences. They gave you your first English voice. You said things like, I am happy, You are kind. He is my friend. That was your beginning. That was your first step. And I know if you practice those words, you already feel a small change inside you. You feel a little more confident. You feel a little more ready. And now, we are going to make your English stronger. Now we are going to give life to your English. Because, my friend, words alone are not enough. We need action. We need movement. We need life. And that is what this chapter is about. These are the action words. These are the words that help you talk about what you do, what you want, and what you feel in your daily life. I remember the day I added these words to my list. I felt very excited because now I was not just saying who I am. Now I was saying what I do. And that changed everything. I wrote these words in my notebook. Go, come, eat, drink, make, do, have, get, like, want, need. They were simple, very simple, but very powerful. I started slowly. I took the word go. I said, I go. Then I added more. I go to school. That was it, a simple sentence, but it was real. It was my life. Then I took the word eat. I said, I eat rice. I drink water. I make tea. I do work. I have a book. I get help. I like music. I want food. I need rest. These sentences were not big, but they were alive. They were real English. Something beautiful started to happen. I could now talk about my day. Before, I could only say I am happy or I am tired. But now I could say more. I could say, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to school, I come home, I do my work, I sleep. This was my day. And now I could say it in English. That feeling was amazing. I remember one morning very clearly. I woke up and decided to speak my whole day in English. Not big English, just simple English. I said, I wake up, I get out of bed, I drink water, I eat bread, I go outside, I walk slowly, I come back, I sit, I read. These were very small lines, but they made my whole day feel different. I was living in English. At first it felt a little strange. My mind was slow. I had to think, but I did not stop. I kept going. I kept using the same words again and again, and slowly my mind became faster. My sentences became easier. My voice became stronger. One day, something very special happened. I was at a small tea shop. I wanted tea. Before, I would just point or stay quiet. But that day, I used my words. I looked at the man and said, I want tea. He looked at me and smiled. He said, okay. He gave me tea. I said, thank you. He said, welcome. That was a very small conversation. But for me, it was a big moment. I used my words, and they worked. That day, I understood something very important. These small words are enough. You do not need long sentences. You do not need difficult grammar. You just need to say what you want, clearly and simply. After that, I started making small stories with my words. Very small stories. Stories from my life, stories from my day. One story I remember was this. I wake up, I eat food, I drink milk, I go to school, I see my friend. We talk, we laugh, we play. I come home, I do my work, I sleep. This is not a big story, but it is a full story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it is all in simple English. I told this story to myself many times. I said it in the morning. I said it at night. I said it when I walked. I said it when I sat alone. I repeated it again and again. And every time it became easier. Every time it became more natural. Then I tried something new. I started changing the story. I said, "Today I go to the park. I walk with my friend. We eat ice cream. We laugh. We sit on the grass. We talk. We come home. I sleep." Just small changes. But they made my English more flexible. I was not just memorizing, I was creating. One day my teacher asked me, "What do you do every day?" Before, I would stay quiet, but this time I answered. I said, "I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to school, I study, I come home, I do my homework, I sleep." My sentences were simple, but they were clear. She understood me. She smiled, and that smile gave me so much confidence. I want you to feel this too. I want you to use these words in your life. Do not just read them. Do not just write them. Speak them. Use them every day. When you wake up, say, "I wake up." When you eat, say, "I eat." When you go somewhere, say, "I go." These small actions will build your English. I also want you to try one small practice. It helped me a lot. Choose 5 action words every day. Just 5. Then make 5 sentences. Speak them out loud. For example, I go to school, I eat food, I drink water, I make tea, I sleep early. Say them again and again. Feel them. Make them part of your voice. Another thing I did was talk to myself. Yes, I talk to myself every day. I said, "I want food, I need rest, I like this, I do this, I go there, I come back." It may sound funny, but it works. It makes your mind active. It makes your mouth ready. My friend, these action words are your power. They will help you move forward. They will help you speak about your life. And your life is the best topic. Because you know it, you live it, you feel it. Do not try to speak perfect English. Try to speak real English, simple English, your English. Use your words, repeat them, practice them, live them. And now you are ready for the next step. Because you can say things, you can talk about your life. But now we need something more. We need to connect with people. We need to ask. We need to understand. So in the next chapter, I will show you the words that open conversations, the words that help you ask questions, the words that turn your English into real communication. So stay with me, because your English is growing, and you are doing something amazing. Chapter 4. Now we are going one step deeper. In the last chapter, you learned action words. You learned how to talk about your day. You said things like, "I go, I eat, I drink, I make, I want." That was a big step, because now your English is not just still. It is moving. It is alive. You can talk about your life. You can tell your story. And that is powerful. But now we are going to unlock something even more important. Something that changes everything. something that takes your English from talking alone to talking with people. And that is questions. Yes, questions. Because, my friend, language is not only about speaking, it is about connecting. It is about asking, listening, and understanding. I remember the day I learned my first question words. It felt like opening a new door. Before that, I could only say things about myself. I could say, I go to school, I eat food, I am happy. But I could not ask anything. I could not start a conversation. I was still alone in my English. But when I learned question words, everything changed. I wrote these words in my notebook. What, where, when, who, why, how, can, do, did, does. They were simple words, just like the others. But their power was very big. Because with these words I could talk to people. I could ask. I could learn. I could connect. I started with the word what. I said, what is this? I looked at things around me and asked, what is this? I answered myself, it is a book. It is a pen. It is a chair. Then I used where. I said, where do you go? Where is my bag? Where are they? I asked these questions again and again. Even when I was alone, I asked them. I answered them. It felt like a game, but it was learning. Then I learned how. I said, how are you? This was my first real question to another person. I remember I asked my friend, how are you? My voice was slow. My words were simple. But he understood. He said, I am fine. And just like that, we had a small conversation. It was not big, but it was real. And it made me very happy. After that, I became curious. I wanted to ask more. I wanted to know more. I started asking simple questions every day. I asked my teacher, what is this word? I asked my friend, where do you live? I asked myself, why am I learning English? And every time I asked, I also tried to answer. One day I asked myself a question. I said, why do I want to learn English? I sat quietly and thought. Then I answered, I want to grow. I want to speak. I want to connect with people. That moment was very special because I was not just using English. I was thinking in English. I also started a small daily practice. Every day I wrote one question in my notebook, just one. And then I answered it with simple words. For example, what do you like? I wrote, I like music. Where do you go? I wrote, I go to school. When do you sleep? I wrote, I sleep at night. These were very small answers, but they helped me think clearly. They helped me speak easily. Then I learned words like can and do. These words helped me ask more useful questions. I said, can you help me? Do you like tea? Did you eat? Does she work? These questions are very common. People use them every day. And now I could use them too. I remember one very special moment. I was in a small shop. I wanted help. Before, I would stay quiet. But that day, I asked, can you help me? The man looked at me and said, yes. That one question gave me what I needed. It was a simple question, but it had power. From that day, I was not afraid to ask. I knew that even if my English is simple, it is enough. People understand simple English. You do not need big words. You just need clear words. I also started talking to myself more. I asked myself questions every day. I said, what do I want? Where do I go? When do I study? Why am I tired? How do I learn? I asked and I answered. This made my mind active. This made my English stronger. One day I tried something new. I stood in front of the mirror and had a full conversation with myself. I said, hello, how are you? I answered, I am fine. Then I said, what do you want? I answered, I want to learn English. Then I said, how will you learn? I answered, I will practice every day. This small conversation made me smile, but it also made me confident. I was speaking, I was thinking, I was connecting. My friend, questions are very powerful. They open doors. They start conversations. They help you learn. They help you grow. Even if your English is simple, you can ask. And when you ask, people respond. And when people respond, you learn more. I want you to try something now. Every day, ask 3 questions. Just 3. Ask your friend, ask your teacher, or ask yourself. Keep it simple. Say, what do you like? Where do you go? How are you? Can you help me? Do you understand? These small questions will make a big change. Do not worry about mistakes. Do not worry about perfect grammar. Just ask. Just try. Because every question you ask is a step forward. I also want you to listen carefully when people answer. Listening is also very important. When you listen, you learn new words. You learn how people speak. You learn how sentences work. So ask and listen. Speak and listen. This is real English. Now you can do something amazing. You can say things. You can talk about your life. And now you can ask questions. You can connect with people. Your English is growing, step by step. But we are not finished yet. There is something more, something very important. Because language is not only about actions and questions. It is also about feelings. It is also about time. It is about your heart. So in the next chapter, I will show you how to talk about your feelings and your time. How to say what you feel. How to say when things happen. And that will make your English even more real. So stay with me, because your journey is becoming more beautiful. And you are doing something truly special. Chapter 5. Now we are entering a very beautiful part of your English journey. In the last chapter, you learned how to ask questions. You learned how to talk to people. You learned how to connect. That was a big step, because now your English is not alone anymore. It is alive. It is moving between you and other people. But now we are going to go even deeper, because language is not only about talking and asking. Language is also about feeling. It is about your heart. It is about your day. It is about your life. And if you cannot express your feelings, your English will always feel empty. So today, I will show you how to make your English real, how to make it human, how to make it yours. I remember the day I started learning feeling words and time words. Before that, I could say things like I go, I eat, I want. I could ask questions, but I could not say how I feel. I could not say when things happen. My English was working, but it was not alive yet. It did not have emotion. It did not have time. It felt incomplete. So I started with very simple words. Words like happy, sad, good, bad, tired, hungry, angry, fine, okay, afraid. When I first saw these words, I smiled, because these were not just words. These were feelings. These were my daily emotions. These were my real life. I started using them slowly. I said, I am happy. I am tired. I am hungry. I am fine. These were very simple sentences, but they felt powerful. Because now I was not just saying what I do, I was saying how I feel. One day I was very tired after a long day. I sat down and said, I am tired. That was it, a small sentence. But it was true. It was real, and it felt good to say it in English. It felt like English was becoming part of me. Another day I was very happy. Something good happened. I smiled and said, I am happy today. That sentence made me feel proud because I was using English to express my emotions, not just my actions. Then I started using these words in small stories. I said, today I am happy. I go to the park. I see my friend. We talk. We laugh. It is a good day. Or I said, today I am tired. I do a lot of work. I want rest. I sleep early. These were very small stories, but they were full of feeling. They were full of life. At the same time, I learned time words. Words like now, today, yesterday, tomorrow, always, never, sometimes, before, after, again. These words helped me talk about time. They helped me say when things happen. I started with simple sentences. I said, I am tired now. Today I study. Yesterday I played. Tomorrow I will go. I always drink water. I never skip food. Sometimes I watch TV. I sleep before dinner. I play after school. I try again. These sentences were very simple, but they gave my English a new power. Now I could talk about my past, my present, and my future. I could talk about my habits. I could talk about my plans. I remember one very special moment. I started writing a small diary. Every night I wrote 3 or 4 lines, just simple lines. I wrote, today I am happy. I go to school. I meet my friend. We talk. Or I wrote, today I am tired. I do a lot of work. I come home late. I sleep early. This diary became very important to me. It was not perfect. It was not big. But it was real. It was my life in English. Every day I wrote something, and every day I became better. One day I read my old pages, I saw my simple sentences, and I smiled because I could see my progress. I could see how my English was growing. Slowly, step by step. I also started using feeling words when I talked to people. When someone asked me, how are you? I did not just say fine. Sometimes I said, I am happy. Sometimes I said, I am tired. Sometimes I said, I am okay. These small changes made my English more natural, more real. I remember one conversation very clearly. A friend asked me, how are you? I said, I am a little tired today. He smiled and said, "Me too." And just like that, we connected. We shared a feeling. That is the power of simple words. My friend, I want you to understand something very important. You do not need big words to express your feelings. You do not need difficult sentences. Simple words are enough. Honest words are enough. I want you to try something now. Every day, say one sentence about your feeling. Just one. Say, I am happy, I am tired, I am okay, I am sad. Whatever you feel, say it in English. Do not think too much, just say it. Also, say one sentence about time. Say, today I study, yesterday I rest, tomorrow I will go. Keep it simple, keep it real. Another thing I did was talk about my day using time and feeling words together. I said, today I am happy. I go outside. I meet my friend. We talk. I come home. I am tired now. I sleep early. This was my daily practice. It helped me connect everything. You can do the same. Talk about your day. Use simple words. Use your feelings. Use time. Make it your story. My friend, now your English is becoming complete. You can start sentences. You can talk about actions. You can ask questions. And now you can express feelings and time. This is a big achievement. But we are not finished yet. Because now comes the most important part. Now we will bring everything together. We will take these 50 words and use them in real life. Outside your room. Outside your mind. In the real world. In the next chapter, I will show you how to live English. How to use these words every day. How to speak without fear. How to feel confident. So stay with me. Because you are very close now. Very close to speaking English in a real and natural way. And I am very happy to see your progress. Chapter 6. Now we are at the most important part of our journey. If you are still here with me, I want you to feel proud, because you have come a long way. You started with a simple idea, just 50 words. And now, you can see how powerful they are. You learned how to start sentences. You learned how to talk about your actions. You learned how to ask questions. You learned how to express your feelings and talk about time. And now it is time to bring everything together. Now it is time to live English. I remember the moment when everything changed for me. It was not in a classroom. It was not in front of a book. It was outside, in the real world. That day, I decided something very simple. I said to myself, today I will use my English everywhere. Not perfect English, not big English, just my simple 50 words. I walked outside. The sun was bright, the air was warm. I looked around and started speaking in my mind. I said, it is a good day. The sun is hot. I am walking. I see people. They are talking. A child is running. He is happy. These were very simple sentences, but they made me feel alive. I was not just walking. I was thinking in English. I was living in English. Then I went to the park. I sat on a bench. I looked around me and started my small practice. I said, the boy is playing. The girl is laughing. She is happy. They play together. The dog is running. It is fast. The man is sitting. He is calm. I said these lines slowly. I repeated them. I felt them. It was like a small game, but it was also a powerful habit. After some time, I felt more confident. I wanted to try something bigger. I saw a man near me. I was a little nervous. My heart was beating fast. But I remembered my words. I remembered my practice. I walked to him and said, "Hello." He looked at me and smiled. I said, "How are you?" He said, "I am fine." And just like that, I had a conversation. It was small. It was simple. But it was real. That moment gave me so much confidence. I realized something very important. People do not need perfect English. People need clear English, simple English, honest English. Another day I went to the market. I needed to buy fruit. I walked to a shop. I looked at the man and said, "Hello." He said, "Hello." I said, "I want apples." He asked, "How many?" I said, "3, please." He gave me 3 apples. I said, "How much?" He said, $2. I gave the money. I said, "Thank you." He said, "You are welcome." This conversation was very small, but it was complete. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I used only simple words. My 50 words were enough. That day, I felt very strong. I felt like I could live in English. When I went home, I wrote that conversation in my notebook. I wrote, "I want apples. 3, please. How much? $2. Thank you. You are welcome." I read it again and again. I smiled. Because I was not just learning English anymore. I was using it in real life. I also started a new habit. Every time I saw something, I said 5 sentences about it. If I saw a cup, I said, "This is a cup. It is small. It is white. I like it. I drink from it." If I saw a book, I said, "This is a book. It is big. It is good. I read it. I like it." This small practice helped me think faster. It helped me speak without fear. Another thing I did was listen and repeat. I listened to simple English videos. I listened to short stories. When I heard a sentence, I stopped the video and said it again. I copied the voice. I copied the feeling. I said, "I want food. I am hungry. Come with me. Let us go." These were simple lines, but they trained my mouth. They trained my ears. At first, I felt shy when I heard my own voice. I did not like it, but I did not stop. I used my phone. I recorded my voice. I said 5 lines. Then I listened. Slowly, I became comfortable. I said, "This is my voice. This is my English. It is not perfect, but it is real." And that gave me confidence. I also talked to myself every day. I looked in the mirror and said, "Hello. How are you?" I answered, "I am fine." I said, "What do you want?" I answered, "I want to learn." I said, "How will you learn?" I answered, "I will practice." These small conversations made me stronger. They made me ready for real conversations. One day, something very special happened. A tourist came to my town. She looked lost. She asked me, "Do you know where the market is?" My heart was beating fast. But I did not run. I did not stay silent. I smiled and said, "Yes, I can show you." I walked with her. I used simple words. I said, "We go this way. The market is there. It is not far." She smiled and said, "Thank you." I said, "You are welcome." That moment changed me. I was not a learner anymore. I was a speaker. I used my words in real life. I helped someone. And I did it in English. My friend, this is what I want for you. I want you to use your words. Do not keep them in your notebook. Do not keep them in your mind. Bring them into your life. Speak them when you walk. Speak them when you eat. Speak them when you see something. Speak them when you feel something. Do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for perfect English. Start now. Start simple. Use your 50 words. They are enough. Every day, take small steps. Say 5 sentences. Ask 3 questions. Talk about your day. Express your feeling. Repeat what you hear. Record your voice. Listen to it. Improve it. You will make mistakes. That is okay. I made many mistakes. But I did not stop, and you should not stop, because one day you will look back, and you will see your progress. You will see how far you have come. You will see how your small words became your strong voice. And on that day, you will smile, just like I smiled. And you will say, "I can speak English."